Another sad day, America. Another sad day. Immigration taking people away. Let's listen.
This is for y'all motherfuckers that voted for Trump breaking up families and shit.
Excuse language.
DeSoto's fucking finest ain't got shit better to do. Fucking with families don't catch real fucking criminals.
Excuse the language. I'm sorry.
You Trump supporters happy? And my 9-year-old niece getting her father taken away from her. God knows how long it'll be before he sees his family again.
All right, America. Let's talk about it. For one, let's get to the facts that Obama had already started deporting people. Okay, he was already doing this. What President Trump did was came in and stepped the game up. That's what happened. Obama was almost being nice about it. You know what I'm saying? Trump just doesn't care. He's like, nah, we stepping this whole game up right now. Obama was getting rid of felons. You know what I'm saying? People who commit a crime. And what I don't get is these people that commit crimes get deported back to their country. But when I do a crime, then I go straight to jail. It's just like, are you sending them to jail back to the country? Okay, but anyway, so Obama was getting rid of criminals. Trump is getting rid of anybody who is here illegally. He doesn't care. You don't have to be a criminal. So when this guy said, go after real criminals, let's get to the facts. If you're in this country illegally, that's a crime. Okay. If your green card is expired, I don't know all the stipulations of green cards. If you have a visa that's expired, like my neighbors are Africans, and they were here on an educational visa. Well, it expired. You know what I'm saying? It expired, and they're no longer getting their education here. And listen, these people aren't criminals. They're a hardworking family, and both the parents, they got a couple kids, hardworking family. They go to work every day. Very nice, very quiet, great neighbors. They've been living here for 10 years. They've been over here living in the same spot for 10 years. Like, very stable, very nice family. But guess what? They have to leave simply because their visa expired, not because they're criminals. See, the problem is not everybody people are misconstruing the facts. Not everybody is being taken away because they're criminal. They're being asked to leave the country simply because they're not here legally anymore. That's all there's to it. Now, it's either they find a way to continue to be here legally, or they go back to their country and then they enter into the country again legally. Now, that's just the facts. It has nothing to do. I know my shirt is wrinkled. It has nothing to do with being a criminal. It has everything to do with being in a country legally. When I've been to 4 other countries, and they all wanted to know if I had the same thing. If I have a passport. If I don't have a passport, I can't get into that country. You know what I mean? They didn't ask me if I had a criminal record. They asked me, do you have a passport? Do you have a reason? And then they say, what are you here for? You tell them you're here on holiday or whatever, which I was in some instances. In some other instances, I was there because I was in the military. Well, the point is, not everybody is a criminal entering other people's countries, but each country has their own law when you enter into that country. So a lot of these people that are being taken away um, are being sent back to their country. Some people are not being allowed into the country because of the law. It's not because of we all of a sudden we as in people in America, or all of a sudden have a hate for every other nationality out there or people who are of a certain religion, even though the media is making it seem like they're going after all Muslim, a bunch of Muslim people. It's just like, no. Listen, if you're from Europe and you try to get into this country illegally, guess what? You have to go. Or if you come into the country legally and your passport or your visa has expired, then guess what? You are no longer legally here, even if you don't get caught. You're legally not here. Now, in one instance, my buddy, he just, the one who is, him and his family's leaving, they're not going to wait until immigration, stops them. They're like, we're leaving. We already know what the deal is. It's time for us to go. You know what I mean? And they did what they could to stay here, but what they're going to do is go back to their home, and then eventually they'll get their paperwork together, and they'll come back into the country legally. I mean, if that's what they want to do, that's just the way it is, people. Okay, so I get it. Look, I don't have nothing against Mexican people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too many of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing against people who are of the Muslim belief. I don't know too many of them. I just don't have nothing against anybody who doesn't have anything against me. But let's state the facts. The people who are here from other countries, let's just take the Mexican people or Hispanic speaking people who have entered in the country on a visa or for some other reason, and now their time is up. You got to understand those people have tax breaks. That, a lot of those people who are over here making money, they take that money and they send it home because they're not paying taxes. That I don't like. I have to pay taxes. If you come over into this country, why are we giving you a tax break? Okay? You come over here, you pay taxes just like I do. You're making the same money as I am. Why are they taking taxes out of my paycheck and they're not taking taxes out of yours? Because you're sending money back home. See, this is the reason why you see a lot of the Asian, Arabs, you see a lot of Hispanic stores. You see a lot of Indians. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't live among the Asians. I don't live among the Arabs, and I don't live among the Indians. But the Hispanic people live in my area. But those three other races, you'll see their stores. All the Arabs got stores all over the place here, or Arab people. They have stores all over here, but they don't live here. They don't live in our community. They don't show up to our community events unless they're trying to sell us something. Same thing with the Asians. You know what I'm saying? They don't show up at You know what I'm saying? The Asians don't show up at the black events at Juneteenth. They don't show up there unless they're vendors. You know what I'm saying? But black people show up at the Asian events. Asian Day Parade, bunch of black people there. Black Parade, no Asians. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just look, and just to get back to immigration, it just like black people, we don't have a hate for these other nationalities. There are some, white people who are Trump supporters who seem to have a blatant hate against Muslim people because of the media fan of the flames, and I just think that cooler heads need to prevail. But there are cultures that are intermingling and they don't know about each other. That's one of my points. And two, for this whole "Make America Great" has got people all hyped up. White people, because you don't see black people running around talking about "Make America Great" because we're like, we've been in slavery since now. From the time that we got here, we still being enslaved. To look at the jail system, so we're like, I don't know what you're talking about because they killing black people every day, just knocking us off left and right. You know what I'm saying? You look on the news and you see a black man being shot by two cops and his arms wide open, laying on the ground, not saying a word, and they put the gun right to his chest and blew him away, right to the heart. So I don't know what part of "Making America Great" y'all talking about, but nonetheless, you'll see white people talking about some "Making America Great" and getting all up and hyped up, and when they find out that somebody is of a certain nationality, they figure they're automatically here illegally. It's just like what? Like now you're a race. Now you're racist against immigrants. Like last time I checked, you weren't born here. The only people that should be making that claim is the Indian people, because white people, you are immigrants. Okay, I don't care how much money you put into here. You're immigrants. Not to mention America was pretty much on the backs of slaves. That's how it was built. So get out of here with that. Like get off. It's just ridiculous. But as far as immigration is concerned, for you people who are immigrants, there are laws to follow, and I understand that. Now I understand that you're gonna be separated from your family, like this man. I get that 100%. But I don't, I don't get where you knew this was gonna happen. Since the Obama administration, since he's been doing it, you knew it was possible since your visa or whatever expired. But now you want to cry about it. Like this other family that I know, they're not crying about it. They're just like, our time is up, we're leaving. But you got people crying about it, but they know they're not supposed to be here or their time is up. So it's just kind of hard to feel for that. You know what I mean? It's like sticking your hand in the fire. You know you're gonna get burned, and now you're crying about being burned. It's like you knew you was gonna get burned when you stuck your hand in the fire. So on one end, I really feel for people who are whose families are being separated. Because you have children who are born here, they're American citizens. You know what I'm saying? Like my man's kids, they're American citizens. They were born here. They have a social security number, the whole nine. But nonetheless, as parents, they're not American citizens. So this is affecting us all, and that's just what I have to say about it. I'm not saying that it's right, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. I really don't want a whole bunch of Hispanic people to start disappearing and going back to the country, because it just, truthfully, it's going to put a strain on our economy, is what it's going to do, because the Hispanic people have found a niche. It's interesting because they're so industrious. They're so industrious. They found ways to make money that everybody else just doesn't seem to want to do. But nonetheless, their culture, as far as their culture is concerned, they're culturally able to come in and build and make an established living with just meager means. I mean, they would come in and be nine of them to one one 2 bedroom apartment, and everybody's going to work, and they're and look at this, they're all going to work, making $8-9 an hour somewhere, and then all that money is coming in, and just imagine and plus they're doing OT. So just look at it on a financial sense. You got 9 people working, making $10 an hour, 40 hours a week. I don't know what that comes to before taxes, but they don't pay tax, so you do the math on that. You have all that money coming in, then you take out your fixed costs, which is your rent, yada yada yada, your gas to get there, your car insurance and car payment, and then you take out your fixed costs, and you still gonna have 75% of that money. You do that for a year or two, next thing you know, you know what I'm saying, you got a house, or you got or you put that money into an establishment, you got yourself a little corner store, and y'all booming out of the corner store. You know what I'm saying? And taking those profits, now you got another corner store, and that's pretty much what they did. So I'm not mad at the Hispanic people for coming into the country, and making a living. I just think that there should be a way for those people who are making an honest living, but here, because their visa expired or whatever, I think that there should be a way for immigration to say, okay, you're here, you're working, you're going to stay here on a work visa. Now I know that some people in Mexico cross over the border, they come into the country, They work all day, then they go back. But that's not feasible if you're working in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the people who are actually working, who are actually helping America economy, who's helping build America and keeping America flowing because they're doing it. Like I said, who's going to do those jobs? As far as those people, I think what should happen is there should be a company visa. So Donald Trump, I know you're listening to this, so you should take this under consideration. What you should do is you should have some type of company visa where the company itself has temporary visas, a certain amount of people and visas for those people to come into the country and do those jobs under that visa. Now, there should be a limit on those 3 years, whatever, so have you. Those people should also pay into that. So let's just say it's like a PERS. That's exactly, since they're not paying taxes, they should pay into the company visa. Now that's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for INS. It's a win-win for the government. It's a win-win for the company because now they're able to uh, uh, accrue more finances. It's a win-win for the actual temporary citizen, and it's a win-win for the family. It's also a win-win for Mexico or whatever country it may be that they're coming in. You know what I'm saying? Whether Mexico, Africans, or, whoever it is, Eritrea, or whatever, part of Africa. But nonetheless, what I'm saying is there should be company visas. If there's not already, I don't know if there is, but those companies' visas should have so many workers that they can bring in on that visa, and those names should go to the INS who is working there. Now, if you get fired, guess what? You got so much time to leave. You know what I'm saying? You get fired from the job, you either got so much time to leave or find another job that's under the company visa. And that's how it should work as far as I'm concerned. It shouldn't be all of a sudden we're going to take everybody who's working wherever they're doing, because a lot of those guys are roofers. Those guys can put up a roof like, I mean, M.I. Homes had those guys humping. Those guys put up a roof in no time. So you shouldn't be able to roll out to these people who are making $1,000 a week, got families and homes and well established, and saying, hey, guess what? You, father and mother, who came over here on a temporary visa and now it's no good, you have to all of a sudden leave. No, it should be you, father and mother, who are you working for? Does that company have a company visa? And then that company visa is established. Now, if it's your own company, then you have to pay into that. And that's all there's to it. You have to establish a corporation. You have to use your corporate number. And then you have to, have a company visa for your company. Like some people, like I said, they're roofers, or they put up houses, or, they're into the insurance, whatever it is. Now you have to have your social security number, and use your social security number as your I forgot how they say how that goes, but no, I'm not a corporate dude, but use that as your corporate number, meaning you have to pay into that company visa, and you have to renew it every 3 to 5 or whatever years. That's what I think should happen, and I think that would end all of this craziness, and it would help America stay balanced because of the jobs that will be lost. There's going to be some economic loss. You're going to have to fill those jobs because there's still a need for those jobs. It's not like you're going to take these people away and all of a sudden your problems are going to be solved. You're going to have economic problems that aren't solved. So it's your boy Tone 202. You guys let me know what you think. And thanks for listening. Peace.